As more school districts across the country ban students from using cell phones, an unexpected upside may be emerging from the digital detox, a reading revival in states like Oregon and Kentucky. I'm Lee Zurich.
And I'm Tisha Powell. With new screen time restrictions in place, some librarians report students are checking out a record number of books. At one school, a tenfold increase from the previous year. And educators we spoke with say they don't think it's a coincidence.
Now the question remains, does unplugged really mean more engaged? Reporter Heather Graff is in Louisville to find out.
Bye, Gubby.
Teachers haven't assigned more reading. And librarians haven't changed the curriculum.
I really love these 2 books right now.
But at Pleasure Ridge Park High School in Kentucky,
I find myself reading a lot more than what I used to.
there's new life in the library.
There's kind of like a buzz in the air.
Since the start of the school year, in the fall of 2025, librarian Erin Reed says books have been flying off the shelves.
We've checked out 4,200 books in the first 3 months of school, which is twice what we checked out last year for the whole year.
That's a big increase.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It just so happens that's also when a district-wide cell phone ban took effect.
It was the best decision that was ever made.
The goal: fewer distractions and more learning, says Jefferson County Public Schools Superintendent Brian Yearwood.
What I've seen happening now is, because of the cell phone ban, full engagement. Students are now attentive, students are now participating in activities, group activities, students are now interacting in the classroom environment.
And according to Reed, it's contributing to an increase in book borrowing.
Do you directly tie the cell phone ban to this increase in library book checkouts?
I do, absolutely.
But she says students don't just have their noses buried between pages.
Everybody's much more social. They're sitting together now instead of apart. They're discussing the books that they're reading. It's been really wonderful.
I love talking about books. It's like one of my favorite things to do.
While the state of Kentucky prohibits devices during instructional time, the ban enforced by Jefferson County Public Schools goes a step further. It's bell to bell, meaning phones need to be off and put away during school hours. Students have the option of using these locked pouches to help keep them out of sight and out of mind until the end of the day. But not all Gen Zers are excited about handing over their phones.
I was very angry, especially because this was my last year of school. So I was like, oh, it's gonna be such a long year.
Senior Noah Berry says he used to check his phone dozens of times a day at school.
How was your relationship with your cell phone during the school day?
I was connected to it the entire day. Probably barely took my eyes off of it, if I'm being honest.
But now,
I've started reading a lot more books than usual. Actually, my entire time at being at this school, I've never checked out a single book until this year.
and it's a habit many of his peers are starting to pick up too.
Without the cell phones, they're losing themselves in books. And what a better way to go.
How can you connect those two things together?
Point of change. Because you didn't have a couple hundred kids wake up one day and go, oh, let's all check out books in the library.
Experts like psychotherapist Tom Kirsting agree.
As far as I'm concerned, what else could it be from? It has to be from them not having access to the phone.
Kirsting has been an outspoken advocate for banning cell phones in schools.
It's an addiction. That's literally what it is. It's an addiction. It affects their executive functions. It reduces, social interaction big time.
More than 30 states, including Kentucky, now have some kind of restriction on student use of the devices in schools.
It's really been more of a parental problem because the phone has sort of become the umbilical cord between parent and child.
These communications devices can be critically important to keep kids safe.
National Parents Union President Carrie Rodriguez is a mother of 5. She says kids should have access to their phones during the school day.
Some of the excuses that we hear that if you're nervous, if you're scared, if you need to get a hold of your kid or your kid needs to get a hold of you, just call the school secretary. Those are not solutions that work in a modern context with the violent culture, unfortunately, that we have to deal with in our current society.
Students like Noah say they can't help but think about those worst-case scenarios.
There's always this big fear of lockdowns and all that stuff, and I still think that's a big concern that needs to be addressed.
But there's another issue, says Merv Lapus of Common Sense Media.
We know that technology is here to stay. We know that technology is continuing to innovate and innovate fast.
Whether we like it or not, these devices are a big part of society today. And healthy tech habits are important.
I think the bans are the direction that we need to really consider, putting policies in place to recognize when technology is appropriate or not appropriate. But if we end it there and don't get to the root of what we are deeming appropriate and the impact in the full lives of our kids, then are we really building them up to be prepared in a world that is digital?
Yearwood says district leadership will closely monitor how the cell phone ban is impacting their students long term. Library trends are just one indicator.
Are there any other ways that you hope to measure the success of the cell phone ban?
By seeing increased graduation rates, by seeing us close the achievement gap that does exist.
Meanwhile, students at Pleasure Ridge Park say they're going to keep embracing books.
What would you say to the skeptics who are like, no way, I can't give up my phone?
It's not as bad as you think it is. People need to read books more because books, they're definitely going to tell a better story than what you're going to find on your phones.
A reminder that sometimes the simplest tools can have a big impact.
It's not just in Kentucky. In the first few months of the 2025-26 school year, Portland Public Schools in Oregon saw a 15% increase in book checkouts compared to the same period the previous year.
So while it may be too early to call this a trend, some educators see it as a promising indicator that disconnecting from devices can help kids get back to the books.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Get kids off those devices. Too much time on there as it is.
When my daughter's not on her devices, she's doing crafts and going outside and doing more fun things.
Talking to people.
Talking to
probably.
people.
That's always good too.